My whole family thinks my son adores me. He hasn't said a real word to me since he found the birthday cards I wrote his mother and never sent. At Thanksgiving, my sister leaned over and whispered, "Danny is obsessed with you. He watches the door every time it opens." I smiled and nodded. What I didn't say was that my 9-year-old son had not spoken a full sentence to me in 3 weeks. To everyone else, he looked like a normal, quiet kid. He still sat next to me. He still let me tuck him in. But he answered every question with one word or a shrug, and he stopped saying goodnight. My wife, Claire, died 2 years ago. Since then, it had just been the two of us, and we'd been fine. Until the cards. 3 weeks earlier, Danny had been looking for tape in my closet and found a shoebox. Inside were 9 birthday cards, one for every year, that I'd bought for Claire and written and never sent. I wrote them because I couldn't stop talking to her. I never mailed them because there was nowhere to mail them. When I found him, he was sitting on the closet floor holding the cards and his face was white. "You wrote these to Mom," he said. "I did, buddy. It helps me miss her a little less." He put them down like they were hot and walked out. That was the last real thing he said to me. I thought he was grieving. I gave him space, but the silence got heavier, not lighter. And last Tuesday, I couldn't take it anymore. I sat on the edge of his bed. "Danny, please talk to me. Whatever it is, I can handle it." He stared at the ceiling. "You lied," he said. "About what?" "About Mom." My stomach dropped. "I never lied to you about your mom." He rolled over to face the wall. The cards said stuff about the accident. I hadn't reread those cards in years. I couldn't remember what I'd written. I went to the closet that night after he was asleep, sat on the floor, and read all 9. The first few were what I expected. "Danny lost a tooth. I hope you're proud of him." Then I got to the 4th card, the one I wrote about a year after she died when I was drinking too much, barely sleeping. My own handwriting had gone jagged, and I read the line that my son had read. "I'm so sorry I was arguing with you. I'm so sorry I took my eyes off the road. I would give anything to take that night back." I felt the floor tilt. Claire died in a car accident. What Danny had always been told, what the police report said, what everyone believed, was that a drunk driver ran a red light and hit her car while she was driving home alone. But I was in the car. I was driving. We were fighting, and I looked at her instead of the road, and I drifted through the intersection and the truck hit her side. I walked away with a broken wrist. She didn't walk away at all. And I was so wrapped in shame that when the other driver blew a red too and got charged, I let the story become that he'd hit her while she drove alone. I never corrected it. I told my 4-year-old son his mother had been alone. I told myself I was protecting him. My hands were shaking so hard the card blurred. My 9-year-old had read the truth 3 weeks ago and had been carrying it alone, deciding every single day whether he still loved the man who did it. I went to his room. He was awake, sitting up like he'd been waiting 3 weeks for this. "You were driving," he said. "It wasn't a question." "Yes, you said she was by herself." "I know. You were in the car and you didn't tell me." His voice cracked. "You let me think a stranger did it. You let me be mad at a stranger." "Danny, I was ashamed. I couldn't. I sat next to you every day." Tears were running down his face now, and he wasn't wiping them. "Everyone keeps saying I love you so much. That's what makes it worse. I love you and you're the one who did it." I got down on my knees by his bed. "I will tell you everything. Every question you have. For the rest of your life, I will answer it honestly. I should have told you the day you were old enough to understand, and I was a coward, and I'm sorry." He was quiet a long time. Then he said the thing I'll never forget. "Grandma and Aunt Kate don't know either, do they?" "No. So I'm the only one who knows the real thing about my own mom." He looked at me, and he wasn't 9 in that moment. He was ancient. "And you were going to let me keep watching the door for you and never know." I couldn't answer, because he was right. If he hadn't gone looking for tape, I would have carried that lie to my grave and let my whole family go on believing he adored me. He lay back down and turned to the wall. "Tell Grandma," he said into the dark. "Tomorrow, or I will."